Daredevil is old, powers gone, reflexes faded. In New York, it's damn near unrecognizable. A shadow of the city we knew, teetering on the edge of something dark and irreversible. Heroes we once looked up to, now just casualties of a world that moved on without mercy. And at the center of it all, a brutal new force running the streets. But who are they? And what happened to the Devil of Hell's Kitchen? Welcome back to Keepin' It Comic. Today, we're diving into Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell, issue number 1. Now, we start off with Old Man Murdock at Harborview Cemetery on Staten Island. And you can already see it looks pretty grim in the background. He taps on a tombstone. He says, "Hello, cold today? Bet it's colder down there though." And you can see Old Man Murdock is having issues breathing and standing. I mean, his knees are snap cracking and popping, but he's having a conversation anyway. And he says, "Okay, you're going to love this." "Hey Matt," she said, "it's Jessica Jones. Don't know how she looks these days, but the voice is the same, like a sexy cement mixer." Like, bro, why'd they do her so friggin' dirty? But he continues, "We caught up a little, and no, I didn't ask her if she could still do that thing she used to be able to do. If the answer was yes, then I'd feel bad. If it was no, then she would, so I didn't ask. She said she should have come sooner to see me, but didn't realize I'd survived the war. I told her I didn't fight. I was inactive by then, no powers, just an average Joe, an average blind Joe. Then again, you never had powers, and it never stopped you from throwing a punch. Yeah, you'd have been out there all right, swinging away. Anyway, she asked if I had any regrets. I told her no, not one. Everything that's happened to me is all part of God's plan. What a beautiful life I have, beauty and joy, as far as the eye can see." And as he walks away, we get to see he's talking to Fisk himself. And I'm not exactly sure how he got unalived in this series, but man, I hope they explain this one. But needless to say, as he leaves the cemetery, we really get to learn about this version of Matt Murdock. He says to himself, what a beautiful phrase. It covers it all. Dark, light, don't get yourself too bothered. It's all God's plan. Nothing you could have done about it in any case. I understand the attraction. It's a nice bit of hand-waving, a catch-all that pushes aside the necessity for deeper examination of responsibility. Priests love it. They tell it to their parishioners when something terrible happens, as a way of framing bad things in a good way. Priests have said it to me. Bet they're saying it a lot these days. And just looking around, you can see how the people are affected. I mean, it looks horrible right now. And let's not even skip past the security cameras they have up and the armed guards that are on watch with these heavy machine guns. It looks crazy right now. But anyway, Matt gets on a ferry and he's still having a convo with himself. And he says, "I hate this part. These ferries are at least 50 years old. They sink sometimes. I like to keep my feet on solid ground. And it stinks in here. I don't smell it like I would have, not in my old days. But there's too many people, too many. Some of them are sick too, or medicated. We're moving. Not a long ride, but long enough. Too long. Can't breathe down here." So Old Man Murdock makes his way up to the deck. He says to himself, "Air is cold, like breathing in knives, but better." And some stranger approaches him and says, "Great minds, huh? Sometimes you just need a little fresh air. Not like you can call the air in New York harbor fresh, but it beats the murk down below. I get why people don't come out here much though. Damn DBs. Damn disgrace is what it is. And they just left it like that." And this guy's getting irritated. He goes, "Ain't you gonna say nothing? You got no opinion on the issues of the day? Standing there in your fancy scarf, too good to talk to the likes of me? Don't you see it? You look up there and you don't feel nothing? What kind of psychopath?" And Murdock just shows him his blind walking stick. And the guy goes, "Oh, hey, sorry about that, man. Didn't realize you were blind. Didn't mean nothing by it." And Murdock finally answers him and he goes, "You want to know what I think? It's all part of God's plan." And man, since this started, all you see is the grimness and the destruction and whatever happened caused a lot of casualties and pain for a lot of people. But we're back in Manhattan and we're back to hearing the inner thoughts of Old Man Murdock. Thank you, Jesus. That took too long. Need to get back to the kitchen. Marlon probably had to handle today's delivery. That'll be a total And someone interrupts him and says, spare anything? Cold out here, and I'm hungry. And Murdock says, sure, friend. Let me see what I've got. And you can see this guy's creepy face as Murdock reaches for the money. Murdock says, take what you need. Believe me what you don't, okay? You're not the only hungry one. And this guy says, takes the walking stick and pushes Murdock down the stairs. He says to himself, going down, gonna break my goddamn neck. Move, touch, feel. You know how to do this. God helps those who help. Bam! He hits the bottom, and man, you can tell he just does not have the moves he used to have. He gets up and he says, why did you do that? And the guy says, because I wanted to. Leave me some money? Screw you, man. Screw you. I'm not the only hungry one. And someone reaches out from behind and grabs Murdock around the neck and says, that's true. I'm starving. And the guy goes, now, don't scare the man, Clarence. And instantly the first thing in my head is, this man's a gangster? His real name is Clarence. But Clarence says, I'm just playing, Georgie. You see the flip he did? That was cool. And Murdock's like, just listen to me. There's no reason to hurt anyone. Georgie says, shut up. Give us everything you got, not just the small bills. Murdock goes, what I got is about $30. Buy you guys some lunch, maybe. I won't hold it against you. It's tough out here. Or you can come to the soup kitchen I run about 5 blocks north, 49th and 9th. Battle and Jacks. Free hot meals on the regular. No preaching. Even got a few beds, but they fill it fast. No strings. I'm blind, fellas. I won't be able to tell you apart from any of the other folks that come in. And Georgie snatches the money and says, good to know. And as they run off up the stairs, Murdock says, hey, the cane. You don't need the cane, please. And he goes, you're lucky I'm a nice guy. And he tosses it down. Murdock says to himself, listen, you can do it. It's right there. And he reaches to grab it and pow, right in the forehead. And he even says, idiot. And I mean, it is clear to see Matt Murdock's abilities are completely shut down at this point in life. But needless to say, we get to Battle in Jack's house. And someone's like, full house today, Mr. Murdock. And he responds, I know, Angie. I can tell by how long I've been pearl diving back here. So that's what we call washing dishes these days. But we hear on the radio, latest update from the Southern Front. General Barton's border teams have captured 4 attempted DB infiltrators in the last week. A promising result that suggests, and it's interrupted. Bless you, Mr. Murdock. Matt says, give that blessing to Angie, Benny. She's the one who definitely has better things to do than feed a bunch of sad sacks their lunch. Back in a second. And as he takes the trash out, you can see there's a group of people running from the subway station. Go, faster, move. Matt instantly turns. More people running out the subway station. Out of my way. Oh God. They've got a boom. Major explosion. Everyone's going flying everywhere. Matt is tossed, flipped, glasses knocked off, wind knocked out of him. And as he's trying to catch his breath, he's saying to himself, that smell, like battery acid and burning hair. No, it's not a scent. I'm hearing it. And you can see these red waves coming from his head as he's in pain and agony. And he's hearing everything all at once all of a sudden. I can't breathe. A dog panting. Please, someone. A baby crying. I mean, this guy's hearing everything. And Matt's like, too much. Head's going to split. How is this happening? Then all of a sudden, a stick hits the ground. Matthew, get it together. And we see a young Matt Murdock. I can't. Everything is... And old man Murdock finishes, screaming at me. Choose one thing. Just one thing. And he focuses on blood that's splashing on the ground. And he says to himself, find her. And he does. As she yells, please, anyone. And he says, I'm here. I'll get you out. And for a man who was barely able to do anything before, he picks the girl up as he says, still barely holding it together. One step, then another. It's easy. Just keep walking. He gets her to someone and says, take her. Get as far away from here as you can. We don't know if there's going to be another explosion. I can. And he coughs. Help's coming. And he can hear the ambulance as he's pushing debris off of somebody else, who tells him, thank you, old timer. Leg feels busted. Not sure I can walk. Angie's like, Mr. Murdock. And he's pulling this guy now. And he says, Angie, what are you doing? It's not safe out here. This smoke, we don't know what it is. Angie says, I'm here for you. This smoke and the R alarm. And Matt thinks, R alarm? Smoke? This scent and my power activating? It's like, oh my God. He tells Angie, I'm grateful, but you don't need to worry about me. Help this man back inside. The police, ambulances, I can hear them. They'll be here very soon. Be brave now. No fear. Can you do that? And he rushes off. He says to himself, I have to understand this. Follow the scent back to the source. Find out what happened. Radar's back too. I can't see, but I can see. Subway platform mostly collapsed. Unstable. Don't know how the roof is still holding. Need to be quick. And you can see there's bodies everywhere. He goes, listen, no movement. All dead. And someone says, that went like a charm, huh? Kaboom. And look what I got. Gonna take this back to the boss. Bet he'll love it. And someone tells him, put your mask back on, you moron. And the guy goes, nah, man, I'm feeling good. I want whatever this is gonna give me. You'll see. You're going to be jealous. And another person says, just move, man. We did our job. Just move. Matt arrives at the scene. Thump. He looks. Wait, I know that sound. And some guy says, Murdock? And who else could it be? None other than Captain America. And I'm sorry, but it looked like old man Cap is still in shape, like he ready to throw hands. But the debris has definitely gotten to him. Cap says, what the hell are you doing here? You're inactive. You're going to die. Matt tells him, my powers are back. Something in the explosion triggered them. It was a dirty bomb, I think. The DBs probably. The radiation must have. Doesn't matter. Can you hold on? Emergency teams are coming. And Cap says, I'm not going anywhere. Wasn't the DBs. Take the girl. Get out of here. She's important. She's the reason this happened. She's what he wanted. I saw it. Go, Matt. Right now. Can't hold this. But as you go, listen. There was a shipment. Military. Moving chemicals from one base to another. Old stuff. Part of a plan to get ahead of the DBs. New warrior project. You wouldn't believe how high it goes. How deep. How far back. And during this whole conversation, Matt has been moving with this girl like a damn ninja. He is in his prime, it looks like. He reaches the top and he says, help her. The whole time still listening to Cap's heartbeat. He says he's still alive. Get to him. Here's the heartbeat again. I hear you. Heartbeat again. This is why I'm supposed to save you. And as he's digging through the debris, he still hears the heartbeat. I'm the only one who can. He knew. That's why he sent me in the path of, and Cap's heartbeat flatlines. And you can tell Matt is feeling it right now. And we finally get to see those three that were in the subway that took off and what he was so happy about. And the guy goes, look at this thing. This is the real deal. Maybe I'll hold on to it. Probably worth a bundle. And another person says, boss hears about it, you're dead. I know you're a dumbass, but be smart. And you can see the anger in Matt's face as he says, I see you. And the guy goes, you hear that? Incoming. What the hell is it now? And through the smoke, Matt comes with a rock and says, I see you, murdering bastards. Crack right in one of their heads. The guy goes, oh damn, kill this old piece. And another guy says, easy, as he pulls out some firepower. And Matt is jumping all over the place. And he goes, you wish. The guy goes, get going. Something's weird about this guy. You see how he moved? You guys see how he moved? And someone else says, seeing it right now. He's still coming. And Matt says, you're damn right I'm still coming. You can't hide. Not from me. I've got your scent. The driver says, this guy wants to play hero? Let's give him some people to save. And he starts crashing into people. Matt says the screams. They just ran them over. Catch them. Show them what it feels like to get run over by a truck. Swing out. Land on the van roof. Calculate the arcs. You've done this 1,000 times before. 1,000,000. Take the club in. Oh, you old fool. Son of a... And Matt slips and barely catches himself. He's so caught up, he almost forgot he's still an old man and isn't in gear, and all his equipment he hasn't used in a while. He says, close, close. Could have all ended right there, you idiot. It's not the old days. You can't move like that anymore. You're gonna pay the price tomorrow. Where? Stretch the radar, zero in. Where? There. Gone. But I have your scent. These three get back to their hideout. They go, boss, we're back. You miss us? Brought you a present. Other guy's like, come on, man. Gonna get us all killed. And the first guy goes, don't know why everyone's so afraid of him. When he sees this, he'll probably give me a nice big hug. What's he gonna do? Hey, job went well. Got away pretty clean. And the boss says, pretty clean? Pretty clean is just another way of saying dirty. But yeah, I heard about it on the news radio. Big boom. That's good. Now, we wait and see. The guy goes, had a couple of surprise guests, boss. One of them was an old friend of yours, I think. Grabbed this off him before we bailed. And he presents him with the Captain America shield. And the boss goes, oh my. I ain't seen this in years. if I could just stop twitching for half a second. And he stabs himself in the hand. Okay, there we goes. And as he's having a makeout session with this shield, he goes, I knew you was out there. I knew it. You came. You noticed. You wanted to. I know it. The Steve Rogers I know wouldn't let this go easy. He's coming for it. And the guy goes, not likely, boss. He's dead. But there was the other guy, jumping around like crazy. Older, redhead, lanky, dressed up almost like, and someone interrupts and says, a priest. He looked like a priest. And we finally get some clarity on who's running the show here. As he says, well, that was very interesting. This means a lot to me. This is a gift. In fact, I'd say that everything is right on target. That's right, guys. Benjamin Poindexter himself, Bullseye. And I can't be the only one that always laughs when he hears this man's name. But while Matt's at home, digging out his old Daredevil gear, things are getting even crazier with Bullseye. He goes, remember this? Of course you do. You worship this guy. He was everything you weren't and ain't. Bet it burns you up that I've got it. You want to hold it? You want to hold it, Frank? And oh my God, what the hell did they do to the Punisher? I don't even know how he's still alive right now. I mean, he looked like he's molding onto the wall while being held up. His limbs are gone. I mean, it looks horrible for him right now. And Bullseye's like, maybe you thought he'd come get you down off that wall someday. Ain't happening. He's dead. Captain America's KIA. But my guys, they tell me there was another fella in the mix out there. Skinny old ginger, jumping, flipping, trying to save people. Ain't that interesting, Frankie? Punisher snarls. Bullseye says, oh, he's testy today. You missed the old days, Castle? Cause I sure do. And we see Daredevil's back in uniform because everything's missing and the window's open. And there you have it. He's flipping around the city, saying whatever happened, whatever will happen, it's all part of God's plan. And oh man, that was a crazy read to see the old heroes in all types of craziness. I mean, Daredevil getting his powers back was cool because old Matt Murdock was feeling it. Seeing Cap one time before he died, that had to set off a chain reaction, and I'm sure that's going to lead to bigger events down the road. And what in the world is going on with Punisher right now? Because Bullseye's clearly been torturing him. And I think the main question that a lot of us might need to ask is who is that girl that was saved and what exactly is so special about her to cause this whole chain of events to go down? Needless to say, I'm excited to see where this goes. But anyway, join our Patreon and support the channel. Links are in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video to help with the YouTube algorithm. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And until next time, thanks for kicking it with Keepin' It Comic.